Hey yo people, and welcome to Candetonn Hill, the home of the dancing sheepies. As much as I think this entire video could just be staring at these dancing sheep, we're here to complete some oddities, so let's get her done. For Fish, I ask you, start by talking to the signboard to get a paper strip. Technically, what this quest wants you to do is speak with Nabil, and then he'll tell you to talk some adventures, and the adventurers will tell you that they don't know either, and they want you to talk to a person who will tell you that they just came from an area upstream of the river, but honestly, I give up after Nabil, and went straight to the Space Doctor Fish. For Rage Cabbage, try to pull out the cabbage and get an earful for it. From there, speak with the farmer to get one part of the fertilizer, and speak with Ada to get the energy drink to combine into superior fertilizer. And then use it on the cabbage. To complete wild mining, when you investigate the mineral vein, the best you'll be able to do is get some fragments from it. Head on over here to talk to Alpha, and he'll give you a pick that you can use to properly mine it. After you've mined the ore, head back to Alpha. This completes the oddity. The item he gives you can be used to generate a big fire effect. It's just a visual effect though, it doesn't do any damage. To complete, his strength is actually 530,000. Speaking with Jade will reveal several coordinates for items that he's interested in. He's not going to tell you exactly what's at each of these coordinates, and the truth is, you don't need to know either. Various NPCs hidden around the hills will give you items that you can turn into Jade for different conversations, like Gonagi, Alpha, Tree Branch, the imp stone that you get from killing the imp, but what he's actually after is the Phoenix Egg. You can turn all of the items into him just to see his reaction, but the Phoenix Egg is the one that's going to complete the oddity. And finally, the fifth and final new oddity is quite an investigation. It starts by speaking with the tree that doesn't have a proper name tag on it. Make small talk and he'll give you a sapling. Bring the sapling to the fish that we talked to in the first oddity. Then plant the sapling in the sacred ground next to the cabbage from the second oddity. Next, talk to Gonagi. And from there, go to the Without a Doubt tree and remove it to plant the flower there. That finishes the oddity. Just before we move on to the old oddities, I want to take a moment to introduce you to Alger, the costume boss of Candetonn Hill. He spawns on Thursdays, with the first spawn being exactly 1 minute after midnight. When you defeat him, you'll get fragments you can use to fuse his costume. Anyway, moving right along into the old oddities. For Pilgrim, ask Coleman what's wrong. He'll give you a magic potion. Use the magic potion on the skeleton over here near that fish we talked to in the first oddity. For Puzzling Problem, 40 wants you to catch the thief from among his different employees. He says only one of them is telling the truth. And if I'm being honest, after speaking with all of them, I'm not sure I get the logic of it, but the only one that isn't accusing somebody is Gardner, which I thought was suspicious, so I blamed him, and yeah, it was him. Bring the gem back to 40 to complete the oddity. Next up, Tortoise versus Hare. You can speak with either for whichever side you want to fight for. And all you have to do is complete the different checkpoints while transformed into a tortoise or a hare. When you're transformed, you'll get 2 skills, one that speeds you up and one that drops some kind of bait. I'm not entirely sure about the purpose of the bait, as I never did manage to go slow enough to lose the race. For it is you who is the true wolf. Speaking with the big grey wolf will reveal that he's struggling to catch himself a sheep. As much as I am loath to harm the sheeps, offer to help. You'll need to lure one of the sheep over the spot where you can place the trap. I recommend using an Eidolon if you're too strong and one-shot them. For cooking with fire, speak with Ada. She wants to set up a cooking fire, but safety first. She'll give you a bucket to fill with water, and you'll need to gather some firewood nearby. Once you have both a bucket of water and a couple of firewood, talk to her to get started on preparing the fire. You'll need to tend to it for about 1 minute. If it burns too hot, add water. If it starts to go out, add wood. You can use your water multiple times, but each firewood is separate, so you may need to gather an extra one if you didn't get enough to start. Once the timer on your buff has run out, the fire is stable and you can report to Ada to turn in and complete the oddity. For Grandfather's Treasure, Mitty has a map that says his grandfather's heirlooms are in the Sidewinder camp. As you go through the camp, you'll see mounds around the edges of the area where you can explore. With the map in your inventory, anytime you pass by one of the buried mounds, it'll let you know whether or not it's the one that contains the heirlooms. The correct one is always in the same spot though, so you can just head straight here, pick it up, and take it back to Mitty to complete the oddity. And next, to complete Sisterly Love, talk to Tanya. She wants you to save her sister, but she'll give you a token to prove that you're a good human. You can find Tanya's sister, Ilsa, over here, but you'll need to defeat the Sidewinder scamps first to be able to rescue her. After you've beaten them, talk to Ilsa and then bring her back to Tanya. For no creature is unkillable, there is a Demon Slayer staff inside this treasure chest. It gives you a hint that it wants to go back to Candetonn, and I would honestly recommend just using the teleport to get back to town. When you use the staff, your skill bar will change, and you'll be able to experience the feeling of being a wizard. Rain fireballs down on the vermin, and once you've defeated 10 of them, speak with Cox to complete the oddity. For Venom, talk to Elric. He will give you a bottle that you can use to extract venom from the nearby snakes. The mob's HP has to be below 50% to be able to extract the venom. So, again, if you're too strong, I would recommend using an Eidolon to attack the mobs just to the point of being 50%, and then you can use the bottle on them. Turn them Venom into Elric to complete the oddity. And finally, for Master of Riddles, speak with the archaeological mechanism. Once activated, light will shine down on the crystals on the right side. From there, you simply need to speak with the crystals on the left side to match the color of the lights. The lights are different every time, but once they're lined up, the oddity will complete. And with that, we have covered all 15 oddities and the costume boss for Candetonn Hill. Thank you so much for watching, and catch you next time!